Oh my God!
In this episode, up on the housetop, click, 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 which direction will Bitcoin pick? Because she do be looking pretty thick. Guys, what are majority of traders expecting Bitcoin to do next, as some believe the bulls have actually won based on these whale clusters below us? And will we be getting a second strong rejection at this very key level on the 4-hour chart? The last time we did, about a week ago exactly, we did get a very strong reversal, almost $1,000 dump on these very small time frames. Guys, are we going to see something similar, or is it possible Bitcoin breaks through this key level and actually sets us on a new path? And guys, with less than 8 hours until this weekly close, Bitcoin is still finding some very key support as we need to find it here to stay bullish in the short term. And if Bitcoin fails at this level, what we expect the price of Bitcoin to do. And now for the 4th day in a row, can Bitcoin hold above this 21-day moving average as well? While Bitcoin stays above its 21-day moving average, Ethereum is actually fighting to get above it with a nice little rally pump last night, but we got a rejection exactly at this level. So what would Ethereum need to do to kickstart this market? And hold on to your beans, because this is going to be a massive week for the stock market, guys. As we're looking on this weekly chart, this will play a huge factor if Bitcoin will get a bounce here where it needs to, or if we're in for a few more weeks of some downside. Let's do this. Oh, wow, welcome back to the webisode, mommies, daddies, and large bottom baddies. Guys, we have so much to be talking about in this webisode. Guys, is it true that the bulls have won and these whale clusters can confirm that, and we are on an upward trajectory here? Or in fact, are we on the verge of a massive dump similar to what we saw recently on these charts, exceeding $1,000? We're going to be diving into this, and one key moving average is appearing on this 4-hour chart that has faced a strong rejection for Bitcoin. The last time we got rejected here, we saw a $1,000 price drop for Bitcoin. So is that in store here, as we've been testing it a very similar amount of time as it did last time, just about a week ago, guys. Awesome. So if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, and hit that bell so you get updated when we post new updates like this one. And guys, as well, drop your comment below to enter for this ledger. If we can hit a measly 1,100 likes, then we'll be giving away this ledger in this webisode. In the next webisode. So guys, I want to start off the episode with this. With tomorrow's S&P opening, I think that's going to be critical to determining the overall momentum of the market. But one bullish thing that we've seen is this 21-week moving average acting as support for not only Bitcoin, not only Ethereum, because actually if we switch to Ethereum, I'm pretty sure the Ethereum is getting the bounce. Yeah, we're significantly above it here. So again, not looking bad, even though the 21-day moving average, we're below that for Ethereum. And with Bitcoin, we're above the 21-day moving average. But obviously Bitcoin, a lot of these top cryptos are bouncing at their 21-week. And if we see this continuation of the S&P, which again, we got a very strong bounce so far last week. If we get a strong bounce here continuing through the next week, then guys, I have no reason but to be pretty bullish going over the next few weeks. And overall, are we bullish or bearish? So ultimately, this is the biggest thing here still, and this is something we've been talking about actually all the way back when we were testing 12,000 US dollars. This is a pullback down to this 21-week moving average, and a lot of people in the comments were saying, you know what, that's ridiculous. We're not going to go back down to the 21-week. And guys, that's ultimately what happened. We did say as well that 86 and 87 is a likely pullback area, and we haven't gotten that just yet. But again, we aren't counting that out. And especially if we look on this chart, this is why we're not counting that out. But we're going to be getting into that later on in the webisode, guys. So if we switch to this 4-hour chart, something very, very key that's happening with Bitcoin is this 200 moving average on the 4-hourly chart. So we got a very strong rejection here after testing it multiple times back on September 19th and September 20th. And when we got that rejection here, we ended up plummeting from $11,000 all the way down to 10.3, and then ultimately legging back down again to about 10.1 before getting a bounce. Now, we seem to be within some sort of an ascending channel here on this 4-hour chart for Bitcoin, where after we broke below the 7-year support line here back at the very beginning of September, we've been trading within this, right? We come all the way basically down to the bottom. We come up to this middle channel here, back down, basically keep getting pushed down to the bottom before we enter this channel between these two levels, and then we move up to this level, break above, almost back up to the top here, and then when we fail to hold this as support and get rejected at this 200 moving average, we get pushed down, ultimately back down to the bottom of this channel, and now we're trading within the second to the bottom channel, basically between 10.8 and 10.5. Now 10.8 has 100% solidified as a very strong level of resistance, as that's exactly where last night and over the last few days we've been getting rejected, right at about 10.8. You can see that very clearly here ever since September 24th. So the past 3 days in a row, we've been trading within this $300 range trying to get above 10.8. But the reason, even more importantly, why this is so strong now, aside from the fact that 10.8 is a big level, it is also the center of this ascending channel, and it's exactly where the 200 hourly moving average on this 4-hour chart is lining up. And guys, remember, when we broke below this, we can show it here, when we failed to hold support here back at the end of August, that really helped initiate the beginning of this big dump. Basically, though, more importantly, when we got rejected off of 12,000, right? We could not find solid support above 12,000, and then ultimately we ended up plummeting pretty far below that, right? Over $1,000 down, actually into the $9,900 area. So what we want to watch for on this 4-hour chart is trying to flip this as support, which we have not been able to do ever since, well, really the entire month of September, right? We have not done anything positive with this moving average in 4 weeks, basically, the entire month. This month is about to be over, and this entire month we have gotten rejected every time we have a significant pump up to this 200 moving average here on this 4-hour chart, and now we're testing it again. So it's very important to see if Bitcoin is able to break above that. As I'm recording, and over the last few hours, we've actually tried multiple times to get back above this. And actually on this chart, to get above it, we would need to break about $10,830 US, which, as you can see here, guys, we're getting rejected, rejection after rejection. And it seemed last night as well, actually, that Ethereum was actually leading a small rally, and you can see where Ethereum actually ran out of juice, right around this 21-day moving average for Ethereum, which is right around 360. So $360 for Ethereum has become a very strong level of resistance over the past few days. And with the growing influence of Ethereum and how important it's been over the last few months, we want Ethereum to be bullish, right? Gone are the days of only looking at Bitcoin. I think it's also equally important, maybe not 100% equal, but it's very important to have Ethereum in your radar as well, right? You want to make sure you're watching Ethereum, as most of this cryptocurrency market is in some way tied to Ethereum. And similar story for a lot of other alts, including Chainlink as well, is getting rejected off this 21-day moving average. So as we've seen Bitcoin climb back above its 21-day moving average over the last 4 days, we want to see altcoins actually follow that, and we're right on the brink right now, right? We're within, we're basically just sitting right underneath the 21-day for both Chainlink, Ethereum, and a lot of these other altcoins. But guys, with all that being said, if we zoom out, there's something super important still going on, and that's this, right? We're on the verge of this. We need to hold this as support if we want to remain bullish in the short term. And this is basically right in between, it's right around the $10,500 level, which we're just barely sitting above right now. Only about $250 above that as I'm recording this video. And ever since the crash at the beginning of March, we've been within this ascending channel. Obviously, you can see all of the touch points. Basically, all of this price action follows these 5 lines of this ascending channel here. And we're at the very, very bottom of it right now. So if we get rejected here, which again is also the golden pocket of, we can just pull this out and show it to you to illustrate this. If we take the Fibonacci retrace from the top here, to here, you can see the 618 and the 0.65 is right here in between 9,900 and 10.5. So holding this level is key for so many reasons. So this is not just some long-term pattern. I have this zoomed out to literally get the last 3 years of price action ever since the very top of about 20,000. So this is the most extremely important Fibonacci retrace level right here, and it's also exactly where this 21-day moving average is. Okay, extremely key. It actually lines up exactly with the 21-week moving average, right in the same area as well. Okay, so everything is just coalescing right here. Super important. It's at the bottom of this 6-month ascending channel. And it's exactly where we have faced the last year of massive resistance. So it's absolutely key, guys, that if this area holds, that is massively bullish for the market because of all 4 reasons that I just said, right? And again, these are not 1 or 4 hour charts that I'm showing you here. These are literally the biggest charts we can zoom out for on Bitcoin and the most significant levels and indications on this chart to be bullish about. So again, if this blue line holds, then that is massively bullish, right? And that's literally we are $200 above this line currently. Wow, and if you guys are interested in trading this market and you have experience trading only and you want to support the channel, make sure to use the links below. You get some very nice sign up bonuses. There's some very nice trading fee reductions going on right now, so make sure to sign up below. And guys, bulls have won, says Joseph Young's article here on Cointelegraph. Bitcoin whale cluster suggests Bitcoin trend reversal. Bitcoin whale cluster indicate that the price could be in a short-term trend reversal after Bitcoin's recovery above 10.7 in the past 2 days, rose by nearly 6% from 10.1 to 10.7 across major exchanges here. Whale clusters form when large investors accumulate but do not spend or move their Bitcoin holdings for significant periods of time. This indicates typically that whales expect Bitcoin price to increase in the short term. Something interesting, an irregularity in the recent price rally for Bitcoin is that it has decoupled from gold. Gold dropped slightly by about 0.3% in the last 24 hours. Bitcoin rallied above 10.7. So Willy Woo, an on-chain analyst, said decoupling indicates that the momentum of Bitcoin is strengthening. And guys, I got a comment the other day basically being like, well, what if Bitcoin doesn't decouple from the S&P, from gold and everything else? And guys, basically the only answer to that is if Bitcoin does not decouple over, in the future, if it just always stays correlated, then what does that mean? It just means that Bitcoin has failed, right? Bitcoin wasn't invented to literally just follow every other asset for its entire lifetime, right? It was meant for something much greater than that. So ultimately, the goal is that Bitcoin does decouple. The end goal is that Bitcoin and cryptocurrency has to decouple from every other asset, right? And if it doesn't, that is not good. I mean, that's basically Bitcoin failing if that would ever happen. So people ask, when will Bitcoin decouple? Again, nobody knows that, but basically we need to understand that the end goal is that it has to decouple from everything else. It says here, Bitcoin will decouple from traditional markets soon, says Willy Woo, but driven by its internal adoption S-curve, rather than changes in perceptions as a hedging instrument by traditional investors. So basically, I agree with this as well. What do traders expect next? Trader Edward Mora believes market has to move above 10,830 to confirm a bullish continuation. And that's actually the exact number we talked about on one of these charts, actually. So again, I agree with that 100%. That would actually put us above this key moving average we were talking about, the 200 on this 4 hour here. So right above 10,830. So yes. And again, we've been failing. We have not even touched that in over a week, and we've just been getting rejected here. So if we break that, then again, that's short-term bullish. We want to break above this level right here. If we do, they say an expect a retest of 11.2, which is huge. Yes, that's very big resistance to the upside. And wait for expansion, support at around 98 to 10,001. And so actually, I don't think I gave my downside support here. So basically what I think our downside support would actually have to be is 10.2. If we hold that, technically that would still be a higher low, and that could remain bullish. But if we break below 10,100, then I think we're in for much more downside. And I think if we break below 10,100, ultimately, if we break below 10,000 as well, then I'm 100% convinced that we're going to fill this gap and go at least $400 below 10,000 if we break 10,000. Wow, so make sure to leave in your comment if you think we're going to break this very key level here, as we have gotten only rejections off of this line for the past 27 days. The entire month of September has been a story of breaking below this on September 2nd and not able to reclaim this as support the entire month. So do you think that we're going to flip this as support? As you can see, again, we're right at the tippy top of this as we speak. Or do you think we're going to fall out of this short-term ascending channel here on the 4 hour chart? Well, guys, make sure to drop your comment below for the ledger. Make sure to smash that like, subscribe if you're new to the channel. And as well, if you're interested in trading, make sure to sign up with our links below, only if you have experience and know what you're doing.